Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Build a Super Dungeon! Oh wow, didn't actually blow up my mic then. Hey everyone, how are you this morning? Hey Kat, thank you for the work. Thank you for the work? Thank you for the lurk. It is appreciated. Wow. So, I'm still waking up, despite being awake for about 2 hours. So if I stumble through words and stuff, I'm gonna blame it on last night where I did the talk with Dan where we went through the 2 playtest classes. Boy, that was we had some feelings about the exemplar. But I also think we learned some more about the actual design behind the exemplar as we were going through it and as we were discussing it. But still, I will say the standout for me was the Animist. I just really love the concept in the class. And I think once it's out of playtest and we see the full version of it, it'll be super good. But before we get started, a couple of things. We will be going live tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. for Hoist the Colors, as per usual. I haven't had any cancellations or anything like that, so we should be good to go. Likewise, 7 p.m. on Sunday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time, we should be able to be going live with Abomination Vaults. Hopefully I can get 2 games in the weekend this week. And the other thing, once again, I am not affiliated. I am not... This is not an official sponsorship or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to help out a Australian retailer over at Imaginary Adventures. I reached out to Damien and asked if he could give me a code or something that I could pass on to people and that they could use and, you know, give him some more business and stuff like that. And he was kind enough to give me a 15% off discount code for your first purchase at Imaginary Adventures. Once again, not affiliated or sponsored, just, you know, he's done really good by me in the past, and I kind of wanted to repay the favor as much as I possibly can. With what meager platform I have. Otherwise, for those of us who are just kind of joining us for Let's Build a Super Dungeon, and for those of you who are watching this on the VOD, or etc., because there are some people who are watching the VODs for this, it's really interesting. We are continuing with the second level for our Super Dungeon, which is kind of themed around a water temple. The whole idea being kind of stonework, more dungeon feeling than the first floor, which is very cavern-like. But as for the rules, each floor has 4 low encounters, 4 moderate encounters, and 2 severe encounters. The 2 severe encounters are a mid-boss and a level boss. The idea of this being to emulate the whole... emulate that whole idea and style of video games where you kind of have the same kind of build. Like classic Zelda games and that kind of thing. We know what the other deal is with this. The other rule that we have is that every dungeon of the low and moderate encounters must fit on an A4 sheet of paper. So the squares must be 8 by 11. The mid-boss is allowed to have 16 by 11. And, God, let's see if I could do this. And our big boss for each level can be 16 by 22. So the idea is that, like, I eventually want to transfer all of these to A4. Show that you can, like, physically have these at your table. Have them as really good encounters, and you're not really limited to the digital space. You can use these digitally, of course. I've fallen a little bit behind recently, just with my mental state and everything else like that going on, but I will be uploading all the PNGs for free onto my Patreon, where you can download those. I'm also considering putting together like a resource room on my Discord, so be sure to join us over in the Discord as well. If anyone kind of sends me a message, I can probably send them an invite for it. I'm not sure how Discord is doing those kind of things. But, otherwise, I think that's it for most of the announcements. We are probably going to be at this for about 2 hours today. Otherwise, this was the last room that we made. Now, for those just joining us, The idea behind this room was that there was a creature in the pool here. When the players approached it, they could collect water. It would be for healing, but then they would be attacked by a creature in the water. I kind of rethemed a kind of like a merfolk wave tide cooler, I think it was, and rethemed them as more of an elemental kind of thing. And the statue in the corner here, as long as they stayed in the water, would enhance them with extra hit and stuff like that. Now, for the next room, now that we're a little bit more familiar with it, I wanted to do something interesting. Because what a lot of people have been discussing lately. Are we using that one? Okay, now I need to reopen it. That'd be right. Yes, we are using that one. One of the things that's been discussed recently is in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, there's a lot of actions that are unsung and underused. We're going to be trying to do something about that today. I'm not sure how well it's actually going to go down, but I'm kind of keen to have a look anyway. Now, space. We have 8 by 11. So let's create a room. I will probably have to alter some of the lines at some point, but I can... Actually, what am I doing? I can literally just connect these together, can't I? I can. God. All good. Now, there's a reason I'm doing this as a blank and open room without a floor. Let's put it outdoor. Because I want to manually put in the floor. Change the color of that to something a little bit more... default? Alright, so, a couple of questions. And you don't have to answer me. It's fine. I can work this kind of stuff out. But who knows what the land speed of a what is it? Gelatinous cube is. Is that question a little bit ominous? Yeah, maybe. But there's a reason behind it. Is the next question we have to ask, and we do have to ask it, is, can a gelatinous cube leap? Have I lost it? Maybe. We'll find out. Good morning, Inzad. I find myself here in the dungeon every Friday. But I do need to find out that thing about the gelatinous cube. So I'm just gonna jump over to Foundry super quick. Gelatinous cube. $15 feet. Now, we also need to see something, because I have the PDF up for a reason. DC, DE. We're still in the Water Temple, but after some of the conversations people have been having about Leap, oh, that's beautiful. So, what we're doing here today is we're going to be doing something pretty funky. Or at least for this first room. So, Leap is a basic action. You don't have to do a roll, you don't have to do an athletics check or anything like that. It's just one action. You jump horizontally 10 feet, or 15 feet if your speed is 30 feet or more, or vertically 3 feet and horizontally 5 feet. So, the room is kind of done already. So, a gelatinous cube fits a 10-foot square, right? So, our gelatinous cube, the idea here is that the gelatinous cube will fall down, land on one of the platforms, and because it will be filling up the entire platform, players are forced to either negotiate around it. Is it mean? Or am I just trying to get players to think, differently about how combat should go down? So players have two choices. They can either navigate around it or leap around it, as the case may be. I'm actually considering removing this center part here to kind of remove temptation. Or they can attack it from range. I believe you are ejected to an adjacent square, yes. Actually, let's look at the gelatinous cube, because I do have it up. Engulf. Escape, DC 19, Rupture 7. A creature engulfed by the gelatinous cube must also attempt a saving throw against paralysis. That's fine. The monster straps up to double its speed. That's also fine, because that's not really how this is going to go down. Any creature of the monster's size or smaller whose space the monster moves through can attempt a reflex save with the listed DC to avoid being engulfed. A creature unable to act automatically critically fails the save. If a creature succeeds at a save, it can choose to be either pushed aside out of the monster's path or pushed in front of the monster to the end of the monster's movement. Technically speaking, this means that you could get pushed out of the way and then use the grab a ledge reaction to just kind of hang onto the ledge as the gelatinous cube decides whether it wants to continue moving or not. That's if you succeed. An engulfed creature can get free by escaping against the listed DC. An engulfed creature can attack the monster engulfing it, but only with unarmed attacks or with weapons of light bulk or less. The engulfing creature is off guard against the attack. If the monster takes piercing or slashing damage equaling or exceeding the listed rupture value from a single attack or spell, the engulfed creature cuts itself free. Yeah, we knew all that though. That's fine. Grabbed and slowed one. Oof. So this is probably going to be one of our moderate encounters, purely for the environment. Because one of the things you have to remember with oozes in particular is that they're immune to critical hits, they're immune to precision, and they have a lot of hit points. So players in this particular case are going to have to be putting in a lot of work to make sure that they're on the move almost constantly. They do take a particular skill set. Speaking of, let's go back to the this. Because after having that particular fort, I'm actually going to move the door. Because I don't want this one here. And then we go back to our floor tool. And, well, you know what? Well, let's be fair. So in this particular instance, players will enter in through here. And as soon as they enter, the gelatinous cube will drop down there in the opposite corner. With the 3 actions for leap, a gelatinous cube will be able to go 1, 2, 3. And players will immediately have to make a kind of decision as to what to do here. I would probably, when I actually get to the gelatinous cube, I will have to do something of an alteration to it to make it so that its engulf can happen as a part of a leap. Like it can stride or leap. I'm just imagining this gelatinous cube bouncing across a dungeon as the players frantically scramble out of its way. And I kind of love it, I'm not gonna lie. Because they're mindless as well, so they're just gonna go towards the closest target that's moved. We are gonna see if we can get some water underneath here, though. See if it'll simply work like that. It does work like that. Cool. Kind of want it deeper, though. Border? No, border can stay. Don't turn down the blend distance so much, though. I'm gonna need a darker blue than that. Because we want the perception of water, but we also want it to seem really deep. Oh, there we go. How's that? We'll turn this down to 0.1. No, I want you at 0.1. Oh, that's the lowest you'll go. Alright. Then we'll just have you How is that? Do I even want a shallow color? Alright. Let's copy this. And just so we're completely clear, there are some things about this program I'm still learning as well. Ah, there we go. Now I kind of want to figure out some way to make these look taller than they actually are. I do believe, however, I am going to be out of luck. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's not what I want. I always forget something. Let's enable streaming mode. Let's put in our door, do the basics, and then we can look at making this all pretty. Because for the most part, this is done now. That's that. Just because I like a sense of symmetry. Alright. Now let's make this pretty. We might actually make this... Yeah, no, let's make this a branching room. Because players will be met with either the harder path to get to, or the easier path. Depending on how they want to handle things. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That's not going to particularly work, is it? That's... Wait. Oh, I might have worked it out. Okay, we're learning together, chat. Alright, no, I think I've got it. Okay, so pull that to the 200 layer. Go back to our path tool. Damn it. I will get this. I will get it. Because it's all about the perception of the thing. But I want this to be as pretty as possible. Well, the climbing stuff is what I'm working on now. So, Control Z. Let's turn down the width. No, not enough. Oh, sorry, too much. How's that, chat? What we might try, see if I can get this to 1.5. It works. I'm happy with it works. Let's see if we can actually screw with the smoothness. Ah, there we go. So now we can turn that down to like 0.3. And how about that? Alright, now we need to grab... Come on. Need to grab it. That's... Could you let me... I would like to know why you're not letting me grab this now. That'd be nice. I really do need to look into the prefabs more often, but we'll get to that. So instead, what we're gonna do is, if this isn't gonna work for me, no, you're just not gonna work at all. Interesting. Alright. So that's letting me do that. Okay. I'm seriously wondering what's going on here. Okay, it's just not letting me grab. The floor patterns for some reason? Cool. That's fine, I know how to handle this. That's right, we just put him back in again. Then back to our path tool. Now, in the notes for this particular room, I would say things like, each pillar is 20 feet up and falls into the water. Not dangerous enough to really cause any real damage. But enough that the players have to be considerate of their actions. And because of the way that the gelatinous cube works, on a very fundamental level, players are just gonna have to stay on the move, really. Like, they can have one person who's continuously shooting at it, but if they all kind of stay on the one platform together, then they're gonna get messed up together. Now we can work on this. We'll go to the scatter tool. Ugh, I never have any luck with it. And ye old favorite rubble. We're going to be putting this on the 200 layer. Take out the snap. I think with what if this room had a hazard that didn't do damage but pushed people? I think that might kind of, because currently the gelatinous cube is challenge rating 3. The environment itself, because of how much it really does favor the gelatinous cube, bumps the hazard up by, bumps the kind of challenge rating of the room up by 1. Like the room itself is a hazard. I did consider something along the lines of having switches. Yeah, it's still low level. If we were a higher level, I would be considering like even like 4 or 5. I would be considering different things. Where's my music gone? Yes, YouTube, I'm totally still listening. Actually, let's remove that one. Rotate. And we go back to our object tool. There is a whole discussion to have regarding huddle. Will that work? There's a whole discussion to be had regarding some traps, though. Oh, paddle. Gotcha. Because there are traps, I found particularly a couple of them in the Abomination Vaults that are they're very environmental, and they kind of work along the lines of where the party's positioned and how they're moving. We're gonna put the really big splat here. And it kind of just doesn't always land well with the players. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's just one of those paranoid things, I guess. But there are things you could do, like you can be super goofy and just have some of the platforms or some of the squares have a hazard in them that does a shove, like literally a bouncing pad. God, now I want to do a launching pad puzzle. It's got me thinking in the next room. Now, one of the things we have to be very sure of in doing this is we have to put some acid splashes on every single platform, otherwise the players might come to the wrong conclusion. I'm not too keen on a level straight damage hazards because of their tendency to just one-shot someone, especially low level. Yeah, it is definitely something to be concerned about. There's a couple of instances in Abomination Vaults with the haunts where some of them feel very nasty, extremely deadly. And the deeper I go into the Abomination Vaults and the closer I get to finishing it, the more I'm on the side of your players have to be prepared for it, and at least one person. Like, you need to have someone who can deal with the undead and deal with haunts. If you don't have that, then your entire run for the dungeon's gonna be fucked. Oh no, I did a swears. Hazards, but it's only really interesting when players have a chance to play around with them. Yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. I don't mind some of the one-off ones where it's like, I've done ceiling traps before, I love them. Yeah, it's why I like the complex hazards, and I kind of wish I knew how to run them a lot earlier when I started playing Pathfinder 2. Because I used to treat complex hazards not like an encounter, but as soon as I actually had the experience of treating it as an encounter, having it in like initiative and everything else like that, it all made sense. Disable a device, also like the disable action for haunts and hazards being 2 actions, everything just kind of started to fall into place for me when I figured that part out. But there are some hazards I like, some I'm just like, no, please don't. Like, pitfall traps are so hit and miss. Like, okay, 10-foot pit, 10-foot deep pit, players fall in. Okay, someone takes 5 damage, and then we have to spend the next 10 minutes just digging them out and figuring out a way across. Or, you know, just leaping across, which is also an option. I think this is done, though. It looks pretty done. There's not much more I can do. Put some ripples in the water, though. Just for some added funsies. Being a little bit too ordered with my placements there. You know what? Just for fun, we're gonna have a body or two in the water. Players won't recognize the bodies in the water, but, you know, this is more just for fun. Otherwise, I think that's done. We're gonna go save. Are there any floating skeletons? You know what? I will save this, and then I will look into that. I do have to check my encounter balance for a second, though. Yeah, no, this is good as a moderate encounter. Oof. Oh boy. Gelatinous cube, it's kind of left up to the GM whether it spits out the bones or not. Because it also has a camouflage thing, which I will take advantage of to begin with. Cube room. Let me save that. Export. Export. Skeletons. Got some grates which could be fun later. Cubicles? Love it. If I was to be writing this up for an adventure path, I would probably go, welcome to the cubicle room. Or call it cube life. Skeleton. Yeah, it doesn't look as good without the ripples, unfortunately. Like, it's not bad, but... Let's turn on the shadow first so I can see how that goes. Nah. Alright. Oh, Foundry. So, let's drag out Gelatinous Cube. We're gonna create a new folder though. Level 2. Now, let's import it. Just doing a little bit of renaming on an old file while I'm here. Alright. As always, let's turn this to night. Oh boy. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Also, I just realized I've done a Super Mario Brothers. I've created a want puzzle. You see it though, right? It's absolutely a one puzzle. Alright, so let's drag our party in. Hello, Test, you're joining the party. Yeah, no, right? Kind of sorry, not sorry. The torch is lit. Ow. It's worse, because gelatinous cubes have an ability called Transparent. Gelatinous cube is so clear that it's difficult to spot. A successful DC-23 perception check is required to notice a stationary cube, and a creature must be searching to attempt this check. A creature that walks into the cube is automatically engulfed. This usually causes the GM to call for initiative. So, to begin with, clean and sparkly. I kind of want to leave the little puddles on each of the platforms just so they kind of have an idea of, oh, something's about to happen. Ah, to indicate that's there at the start. That's actually a pretty good idea. That is not bad at all. And it'll help the people out with the dark vision. You know what? You're right, Ninzad. Let's do that. In order to make that work, though, we're going to have to mess some of the other ones up a little bit more. Let me select you. So close. I'll grab you. Pristine in the corner. That way, players with dark vision will get a little bit of bonus. They'll see that there's like splotches on the ground everywhere else. Save. Export. While we're here, let's do that rename that I keep forgetting to do. I do. Let's replace that. And I forgot to switch that over. Please forgive. Actually, did that work? Nope, I have to do it again. That's all good. I have to import it. Alright, this room's going bye-bye. No, that's not right. Export. You sing. Why are you doing this? Well, just so you're aware, I have actually done it. I have actually done it in the top left-hand corner. So that will indicate the stop position for it. I'm not sure why it's not translating over into here with Foundry, but fun times. There's a workaround for it, and we'll just use that though. Start your well transparent. Torch is on. Oh, that would be terrifying though. Could you imagine just walking into a room like this, seeing the platforms and being like, yeah, we can kind of just leap from platform to platform. And then you just, in the distance, hear the thudding of a cube. Instead of putting that invisible, let's do this instead. Womp. What was that? I really need to get together a party or something to run through some of these rooms. Just kind of do it West Marches style. This is one of those rooms and encounters where, as the GM, I would enjoy it. I'm not sure how players would feel about it though. I'd like to hope players would enjoy it. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna start organizing it. Even if I don't stream it, just start running people through the Superdungeon, see how some of the rooms go. But that is room 3 of the second floor done. Now we've got that, and we have learned a couple of new skills regarding Dungeon Draft. Let's see how we can bring that into something else. Cancel, but you do need to save. Now, we're gonna flip this around. So what a long room for this. Give me the water. Now, if we remember from our last room, it had 2 doors branching off of it. I've already got 2 modern encounters, so I need to have a couple of low-level ones. Which is... I can't wait till we get to the higher levels where I'm less limited. So, level 1 creatures are -1. Alright. Well, let's do a reversal. So in the last room that we had, the environment was very much in favor of our gelatinous cube. So what happens when you kind of flip it over and have it in the player's favor? We want to be a single. I want this to be an even space, so that yeah, I kind of want this to be deeper water. We'll work on that in a second. Well, no, it is going to be nighttime anyway. Alright, let's get the columns out. Now, object tool there. Well, actually, we've worked out a new thing. Let's use it. Then we go back to our path tool on the 1. Am I going to overuse this? Maybe. Is it still going to look pretty cool? Yeah, probably. Switch that loop, use layer 2. Zoom in a little bit so we can get a better look at what we're dealing with. I know what to do here. That's fine. We'll get to that in a second. A bit too soon for an arena boss, and we've already used up too many of our moderates, so we do need a little... You know what? I need to figure out what monster I'm using first. So, 2 level 1. Cave Fisher. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, but there's something pretty easy we can do. Okay, so we are going to use cave fissures, but probably not for this room. Yeah. What did I have in level 1 that was fun? We could bring scouts back. Did want this to be a little bit more... We're not going to say that, but... Alright, let's look at our water elementals. Petitioner for the plane of water. I mean, that could be interesting. Wow, they're faster on land than in the water. Cool. Love that for them. You know, I think we can do this. Yep, no, we got it. I just closed that for no reason. That's fine. Now, back to Dungeon Draft. Now that I know what I'm actually working with, we're going to need a couple of basins. Actually, no. No, I think... Okay. Back to the water. Yeah, that's not gonna work like that. Objects. Turn the shadows off. Stain? I mean, that's kind of perfect, so we're gonna put that there while we're here. Not while we're after, though. Blood! Ripple? There we go. So I'm gonna have to do something pretty clever with this. Each basin is sloshing with water. I don't see the shapes that are moving within. There's definitely something present. That's all good. Just need to check something about our petitioners. So it's a melee attack. Alright. Alright. I mean, in all honesty, you could just have the rogue like this and it'd be done. We're not going to, but you could. Just making sure they're the same size. See, I do like having cover for the players, but I don't think it's going to be super applicable in this one, considering the petitioners are melee-only combatants. And I don't want them to spend too much time within the mechanics of the fight. Yeah. So we're gonna put in a couple. Let's put another statue or two. Just because we love a little paranoia. Things I learned from Minecraft. Depth. Well, that was fun. And that's this one pretty much done. Actually, let's put in. Because I deliberately want the water puddles that I'm going to have lying around here to be a different color. And yes. Ah, that's right, I was gonna do a thing. Let's do that thing now. snap. Object, back to the pillars. I'm going to do a thing. Then proceeds to not do the thing. We need the rounded base. That'll do. Take it off the snap. Something a little bit smaller. Perfect. We're doing a thing. Switch that back to 2. We're gonna have to pack that up with a little bit more rubble. Just give me some regular stones. Wait, boulder. There we go. Switch that to a different one. This door was the tragic victim of a cave-in. Mostly because I've got it earlier. Alt. Alright. I think that's that one done. Like, this is a very much a straightforward... This is a palette cleanser fight. Like, for the raise, these platforms are going to be more than like 5 feet above the water. The water's only going to be about... The water's only going to be like 5 foot deep. We have no dangers in the water. I've purposely made it a little bit still. The idea here is that the players can just kind of swim across, get to the fountain, I would have some sort of treasure here, which we will get to. I should do that while I'm thinking about it, actually. Bird chest. Some nice heavy cover for the sniper to bunker up on. Yep. For those gunslingers who like to do their covered reload. That reminds me, I still gotta do feed timber. Which I should also be posting to Discord as well. That's all good though. Get there. I think this is done though. Alright, well, let's save that. Fish fountain. Yeah, simple concept, enough details. We don't have to go too crazy. Export, universal. Export, PNG. There we go, back to Foundry. Activate. Transition to darkness. Now, there is something I do want to check. Hey, Test, how are you doing? Okay, they can see every part of the room with a torch. That makes things super easy for me. I don't have to do lighting or anything. That is one of the things I'm really noticing with building out these dungeon rooms with the 8x11 is that the torches actually cover a good amount of distance, but still leave some of the corners empty and in darkness, so you can hide things in the extremities. Now let's drag our petitioners. Now, with this room, the idea that I would have is that, so let's create a new folder actually here, loot. And loot. Room 4. So the idea here is that there's an obvious chest that they can see even from the gap over there. They come over, as soon as they touch the chest, our twin petitioners will come out and fight them. Optional, considering how players have been responding to the dungeon by this point, I would have the fountain say something like, My treasure is available to all who prove themselves worthy of it. And that's when they fight the two petitioners. As for the actual treasure, I'm not sure. A couple of consumables that allow water breathing might be nice. At some point, I do want to talk about the whole thing of using items to broadcast future encounters. But otherwise, that's done. Okay. Using loot to broadcast future encounters. We've done this for both. You know what? Yeah, let's stick to that one. When you suddenly pick up a bunch of antidotes in a room before a big room? Yeah. Yeah. I feel it's something that needs to be utilized in adventure design a little bit more often than it currently is. Oh, several weapons of a specific element. Actually, no, because that's another one that I don't think gets brought up enough. So a lot of players will focus in on the one weapon. Like, this is my sword. I have spent the money to make sure that it is at my level. It has all the runes and stuff that I want on it. But I think we need to remember that there is like a 5 to 6 level gap between the fundamental runes. There's literally nothing stopping players from being a level 2 ahead of the last fundamental rune and just picking up another weapon or two with the appropriate things. And as GMs, when putting together loot piles, as you say, Ninzad, having several weapons with a specific element on it. For instance, in a level 10 dungeon, it wouldn't be unusual to have level 10 dungeon. It wouldn't be outside the realm of possibilities to have a couple of like +1 striking lightning swords or lightning spears, just kind of spread out throughout. We're gonna go to the pattern. We're gonna go do that, then edit points. I peppered in a couple of magic fire options on the road to the wood golem and abomination vaults because the player only had a cleric caster. Yeah, no, see, that's brilliant. That fight almost TPK'd my party. This is moderate. How annoying do I want to be? I'm gonna see how this looks before I commit to it. So just bear with me. I don't know what it is at the moment, but I've had this thing for snakes. Oh no, that kind of works. Alright, pivot point. Look at those nice leapable gaps. Yeah, I'm not denying it. Please let me select that, thank you. Awesome. Now, smooth this to 0. It's a snake! A snake! And let's put it outdoor. Objects. Actually, do I have something snake-like? No, didn't think so. Let's look for the statues. We're just gonna have to go with representative then. Almost forgot. That one there, that one there. Symbolize the 2 teeth. Now, cave fissures, yeah? Now, you're absolutely right, Inside, because they creature level 2. However, pulls the creature 15 feet closer to it. We can put them up against 2. Pretty easily. Also, I've always found it interesting with cave fishers, they don't actually have a swim speed. Sticky filament. Yeah, they can cut it. That's fine. So, I have 2 options here. I can have just 2 of them. Or I can give him the weak. That would still just be 2. Yeah, okay, we'll have 2. That's fine. Yeah, that works. This is a lot of empty space, though. We'll work something out with that. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, wow. I will have to do some measurements when I've actually finished up, but... Take it off the snap. No, that's too much. I want our cave fishes to live in pretty fastidiously. Actually, let's try something. So I do want to try having a skeleton in the water. Even if it's just a small one. A little bit too stiff. That's... Okay, that's surprisingly effective. What do you reckon, chat? Just a floating skeleton in the water? Oh! Sorry! It's the problem with bouncing between the 2 of them. How's that looking? Surprisingly effective, yeah? Alright, so... I'm just gonna copy-paste that. Then we go back to water. Just kind of bobbing there. We might roll him around a little bit though. Perfect. Look at him having a nice day. Suitably ominous. Yes, that is the kind of thing for this. And Last but not least, we do need... Please be nice. Change that color to something more aesthetic. All right. I think that's pretty solid. Top hit. I'm gonna have to remember this one. I didn't know you existed. Alright. Take it off snap again. Just because I want to deal with some of this empty space. Let's put in a floating bottle for funsies. God, sometimes doing this is like doing Bob Ross paintings. It's like, we're just gonna put in a happy little dead body here. Just, you know, so the party isn't lonely when they come in. Do I have upper ripples? That's a little bit too obvious. I think that's good. Well, actually, let's... Let's have some fishies. So I do kind of want to give the sentiment of an ecosystem here. Alright, what do we reckon? Pretty good to go? Do I have an old? No. Button? No. See, now I want to do something definitely evil. I mean... They're ambush predators, yeah. They would, yeah. Alright. Alright. Send it. Room 5. Sneaking. Then we go to export. Hello, Foundry. Wait, Cave Scorpion? Oh, look at him. You're not a door. Universal. That thing with the stuff. Snake room. Import. So, I've learned a couple of things about cave fishes while I've been here. One, they're medium-sized, so holy crap. Two, their filament has a 60-foot range increment on it. And the pull filament drags them 15 feet. So, like 45, they can hit anything in the room. Yeah, it is also good. That's like, look at that. Look at that guy. But yeah, medium-sized. So this is going to be one of those encounters where as soon as the players walk in, the trouble begins. Like, roll immediate initiative. And these guys are pretty much just going to stay in cover. Use their first action to, of course, shoot out their ranged filament and just start dragging them closer one at a time. Now, back to your comment about the whole nice leapable gaps. Because of the way that the cave fishes work, if the players... These guys are going to be using cover. Which is part of why I put that there. I might actually make it a little bit bigger so it makes a bit more sense. But pretty much what these guys will be doing is their first action will be to use their ranged filament. Then they're going to pull, and then they're going to take cover. They already have a pretty chunky armor class for their level, so that will boost it up to, using the take cover action, boost it by 4 to a 22. Which I believe by level is very hard. And why can't they use take cover? And as they drag the players closer, that's just pretty much going to be their pattern as they continue to drag. Now, players go for range, they're going to have a hard time dealing with the armor class. If they just use a standard walking path around the snake, that's going to be a hell of a lot more. But, however, leap, leap, burrito, leap, leap. That's 2 actions. I mean, well, let's have a look. So to there is 10 feet. To there is 10 feet. That's 50. But it would be possible in one turn for a player to get all the way across using the leap action. A particularly athletic person could probably risk it for the biscuit and do that long jumpness, especially if they're utilizing something from the recent exemplar playtest that had you could basically just get powerful leap from first level, which was just crazy. But a suitably deadly encounter without being overblown, and kind of requires the players to think a little bit outside the box to deal with the situation. Because they'll either have to figure out, well, cutting the filaments is probably one of the best things that they can do, and they can leap and move and do all that other fun stuff. The fact that our creepy little crabs don't get much in the way of cover, sorry, not in the way of cover, the players don't really have much to take cover behind, is my point. Now, let's deal with this door. So I just kind of want to... No, don't do that. Snap. Just 5 feet. It's going to be more of an annoyance than anything else. I'm not making it a major hazard for this particular room. The, in particular, one of the things I would like to see players to do if they're interacting with this is, as they're getting pulled for the filament, have a player be like, okay, well, I'm having trouble escaping from this. Can I brace myself against one of the walls to kind of give myself a circumstance bonus? And I'd be like, that's fine. But yeah, 5 feet at the absolute most. I would probably even shorten that down to like maybe a foot or 2. Because our cave fishes don't really have a swim speed, so having them in a room with deep water doesn't make sense either. Otherwise, once the 2 cave fishes are defeated, they can activate the altar, and the door will unlock, and that will go into our first main boss room. Which I don't think I'm gonna have time. Alright, no. Let's see how we go. So, first boss room. 16 by 11. All tools. Let's get this party started. Just gonna drop to Foundry for a second because I need to look up something. Aw, no! Foundry. But he'd be perfect for a mid-boss. but his level's too high. I guess I could make him weak. Because I really don't want to... Alright, let's look at the encounter math. Severe. See, single boss encounters, particularly against severe foes, is just... They feel bad, man. Like if the creature's 3 levels ahead of the players. I could give it weak. Whatever options do I have? Just a giant crab? Yeah. Well, our players are level 2 by this point. So we theoretically could just give him the weak template. Could you imagine getting attacked by a hermit crab swarm? Actually, no. Wait. Yes. Just pick up some MacGuffin in the room that they can use against the boss. No, because I'm just gonna put him up against a swarm. Like for a moderate? So from the encounter math, 4, and then I can drop. Because the crab swarm is going to be the threat. But our giant crab friend here is just going to be annoying. Aww, Scuttle. A creature that the giant crab can see targets the crab with an attack. The giant crab scuttles to the side and gets a +2 circumstance bonus to armor class. After the attack resolves, the crab can stride up to its speed in a straight line as part of the reaction. Oh, I love that. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have our players go up against for this mid-boss. Step Ray Shield. Whoa. Well, it's not just Step and Ray Shield, it's Stride as well. Monsters get to break the rules. And a hermit swarm. Oh, they're so adorable. Why are they attacking us? Alright. Now, first things first, let's put in our doors. You're going to... Yeah, that's not gonna work like that. Turn brush enabled. Yep. Yep. Didn't think that would work. Flow pattern. I do just want it to be a brush, though. Tile grass. I know what I'm doing wrong. Yaha! Okay, now we're cooking. Cloverfield, alien infestation, okay. Too even there. I mean, it kind of looks like sand, doesn't it? A little bit like sand. Cool. Thank you for the confirmation. We're gonna go ship. The giant crab Santa Claus? Yeah, sure. I have a redeem for that. I was only half joking, but alright. We'll name the crab Santa Claus. Now I kind of have to speed through this a little bit. Comes up with cave. Actually, I know what to do. Hell yeah. Let's go classic. Turn on that snap, see if this will actually fit properly. Nothing like a giant crab skull to get people paranoid. Now, speaking of skulls, someone inevitably is going to try to get a horse in here. Shrub's not going to be much different, is it? No, not at all. Didn't think so. Do we actually have palm? We do. How about a fern? Might be a little bit too immersion breaking to have a palm tree inside, unfortunately. We do need to break up the color a little bit though. So just a couple of isolated little shrubberies. And rock. How about we go boulder instead? There we go. Because hermit crabs like to climb on things. You are way too big. Yeah, there we go. Nothing too aggressive. Let's find out fish again. So we kind of want to indicate that there is a flow to the room. Besides, every now and again you have a player who's like, hey, I want to do some fishing. Alright, big and dramatic enough for a mid-boss. So, let's save this. Room 6. The attack of Sandy Claws. Kidnap the Sandy Claws from in a box. Great, now I got it stuck in my head. Then we go to Foundry. Hello, giant crab from Scrab. Now, specifically, let's change his name. And prototype. Where is display always for everyone? because we've done it, let's do this properly. -1 intelligence. 0 charisma. He'll no comment, because of course he will. I forgot what the new aquatic one is. When was the last time I looked at? Grand Bazaar, Rage of Elements. Hello. Sorry, just grabbing the wet language. Thalassic. It's got pretty hefty armor class. So, you can just make things larger for the hell of it, yeah. I'd never be afraid to. And send close herder of hermits. You know what? Yes. It is a little bit of a fake out. That's kind of intentional. But you know what? We're thinking about it. We're gonna give him a new action. Sandy's Rage. We're gonna give the mental trade. It'll be a free action. Actually, we'll have it as a reaction. No, free. Okay. That's something new with Foundry, but we can do that. Not gonna work. No, has to be an effect. Effect, Rage. Oh wow, this is actually gonna work. Okay, so trigger. Is reduced to 0 hit points. While this effect's being triggered, Sandy Claus flies into a rage. we can just drag this in. Now, hopefully, if Foundry's working out the way it should. We should be able to drag him in. I don't have any of the animation things going, so we're just going to be looking for the icon. Play effect. Oh man. Oh, I do have the animations going at the moment. So that will just be a fun little surprise if they do actually manage to defeat the Crab Swarm too quickly. Like if someone's got area effect spells, or they have an alchemist in the party or something like that. But for the general thematics of this room, Sandy Claws will be standing upon the dragon's skull and will start to threaten the players and telling them to leave. Because this beach is his. It is mine and mine alone. You cannot take my treasure. And if the players persist and they move forward, then as initiative starts, I will have these guys roll separately and secretly, and when it gets their initiative, they'll emerge forth from the skull to attack and evade. And to just generally make themselves a nuisance. Now, with stuff like what I've done here with his rage, is it balanced? Like, if it's based on their level, like the DCs and stuff, then it's fine. Like, if you really want to make a mid-boss encounter or boss encounters interesting in some ways, this is an easy way. Like, giving him a passive effect like Rage as a kind of phase shift thing, to borrow the term from video games, it's perfectly fine. Especially for a severe encounter. It makes things a little bit more interesting without making it too difficult, if that makes sense. And that damage bonus will hurt. Yeah. Anyway, all that said, we've actually made a fair bit of progress today. I think we're halfway through this floor. What is this, room 6? Yeah, only 4 more floors left. I'm gonna have to actually think pretty carefully about what I do for the rest. How am I supposed to top Sandy Claw's Herder of Hermits, though? Like, how am I supposed to top that? Actually, let's turn that invisible. We're gonna drop that to the Discord. Otherwise, let's find someone to raid. Oh, should I raid Critical Role? Lost Caravan is currently playing. Interpoint Station. I don't want someone a little bit more fun. Yeah, you know what? Let's raid Lost Caravan. They're playing Delta Green at the moment. For those of you who aren't aware, Delta Green is a little bit of it's kind of a tactical tactical soldiery type theming, but it also has some horror aspects to it, so please be warned. Lost Caravan, thank you. Lost Caravan tends to be pretty good about that kind of thing, but just as I'm sending you over there in a raid, just be aware of that. Otherwise, as I get that raid started, thank you for joining me for Let's Build a Super Dungeon. I hope I've given some ideas for your own games. A lot of people kind of look at the idea of building their own tactical maps and their own dungeons and stuff and kind of get scared by the whole idea. But in 2 hours, I've created like 4 rooms. And yes, I have experience, yes, I have practice. But to create a really enjoyable experience, you don't have to go crazy with it. You can literally make some pretty memorable encounters all on your lonesome. And when it comes down to it, you don't need the published APs to actually have fun. But the published APs are there for a reason, and they're good to play with. All that said, thank you for joining me once again. I hope you have a good day, a good evening, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. We're going to be raiding Lost Caravan. I hope you've had fun here today, but remember, as always, we're the storytellers. Good night, everyone.
The point of the matter is like, there's a lot of entities out there, right? And they get names thrown at them, right? And these guys are the closest to what the Christian church has deemed as demons. Now, are they actually that? Who knows? All I know is, in general, they ain't good to work with.
Right, which I suppose is why it's somewhat concerning that we all got invitations that had secret things on the back with demon seals on them.
I mean, yeah.
Except yours, Margin. What happened?